I'm going to begin today by showing you some of the books that you will find in my house. Now, curiously, this is an interesting book. On the inside, there's a note. Let's read it, see what it says. Jane, I found this at the weekend. Thought it might trigger some ideas. Lynn, well, thank you very much, Lynn, for this book. This book is a selection of short stories that have been written by children, and it's been supported by the National Autistic Society. So let's read one or two of those stories and see what we think. Curiously, I've been sitting in my room thinking, my head going tick, tick, tick over and over, thinking, what if that? What if this? What if I fell down the stairs last week? Or slipped in the bath? What if I'd said yes when really I mean no? How different would my life be if I had changed just one thing, one minor detail? Would I be richer, poorer, happier, or sadder? Would I be a someone or a no one? If I had said no and walked away, where and what would I be today? Tell me. And I think that's a really lovely story, and we can all relate. We can all think of times when we've thought about what if, and that question what if is suggesting if we did things differently, what might happen. And here's another story by Christine. And are you ready to listen? Let's begin. Curiously, many others have read my story long before you. They also came across it quite by accident while flicking through the pages of a book, not looking for anything in particular, watching as the words danced across the page. Like you, they were taken into a world of imagination. Daydreams of witches and wizards, castles, princesses, and mysterious tales. Once you start reading, you just won't be able to put it down. The only thing that everyone who has ever read my story have all had in common is no one ever found the beginning or found the end. I think that's a really lovely story which actually sums up what we're going to be looking at in our classroom today for reading. But let's have a look what other books I have in my house. And thank you again, Lynn, for that book. That's lovely. Well, I also have this. Now this is my pocket French verb tables because I learnt French. How long ago? I learnt French 50 years ago, and that was what we call schoolgirl French, and I've kept up looking at what words mean and thinking about talking with others because I do know people who speak French, so it's quite important to have either a verb tables or a dictionary in your house that actually supports another language. And for you, that might be a Polish English dictionary or an Arabic English dictionary or something else. And what else do I have? Oh, I think you can guess my favourite reading book. Yes, my favourite reading book is by Lewis Carroll, and it's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And I still keep this even though I have read it many, many times. So sometimes I keep books that I've read to reread. Now, thinking about some of the things that I like to do, what other books might there be in my house? Well, do you know, I spend quite a lot of time gardening, so I think if you looked in my bookcase, you would find a book that was about gardening. Yes, here we have one. Ground Force Weekend Workbook. And what does that mean, weekend workbook? Well, do you know, it's all about little things that you could do in a weekend. And some of these things I couldn't do, like making a deck. That's something my husband would do. But there are some things in here that I quite like the idea of doing. So thinking about plants and thinking about how we have to put different things in different parts of the garden to attract birds or insects. So that's quite a good book to have. Oh, and here I have something quite heavy. Yes, what's this? Oh, these are my reference books. So this is my reference collection. It means books that I refer to, that I go to when I want particular information. So as part of that, I've got a dictionary, an abbreviations book, a thesaurus. So sometimes you have books in your home, very much like you have in the library. There are books that just sit on the bookcase and you use them when you need to. So that's my set of reference books.